And good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you so much for being here. Please let me know you can hear me clearly and see my slides. I just want to make sure that is all working before we start. Um, Thank you so much. Hello, Di. Thank you for putting your camera on. I love that. I love connecting. And it's always wonderful seeing people's faces. So please feel free to put on your camera if you're comfortable with that. Thank you, Kirsty. Awesome. Thank you, Di, and also for your message or emails as well. I'm responding. Good morning, Lorraine. There we go. Good morning. Yes, all good. Fabulous. So you can see the slides and hear me clearly. Fantastic. Welcome to everyone. Please go ahead and let me know in the chat box. I'm going to give it a couple of minutes as there are still a few minutes to go, but let me know where are you dialing in from and what industry are you in. So please let me know. Claire from Blue Ice Properties National. Nice. Welcome, Claire. Good morning. Coming in from Botswana. Fantastic. Let me know where are you dialing in from. Cape Town, EXP. Oh, I've got quite a, working with quite a few EXP agents as well. Kerry from EXP. Hello, hello. Centurion from Property. Thank you. Good morning from Harcourts Atlantic. Highland. Nice to meet you as well. Wonderful. We have Centurion, Stonehill Estates in Joburg. Uppington, EXP, Somerset West, EXP. Hello, hello. Good morning from Real Estate Services. And we've got New Generation Homes, Brackenfell. Hi, Mari. Spectrum, hi, Elsaby. Nice to see you here. Good morning. Natasha from Cape Town from Remax Impact. Hi, is that Nathan? George, Real Estate Services. Hi, Jan. Certified financial planner, Core Wealth Advisory Services in Durbanville. Awesome, Kirsty. Sorry if I got tongue-tied there. Cape Town, EXP, New Generations. A sweltering 30 degrees in Durban. I'm actually just had a look outside now. It's actually very fresh in Cape Town today. So welcome to everyone. Very grateful that you're all here. And I love that there are so many different industries in this room as well. One of the things that comes up or has come up with me, I think last year I trained over 1,200 real estate agents on a different program. And when I was speaking to so many of the agents and their needs, it was so much about networking and doing the cold calling and your confident pitch that I actually wrote this program specifically to support you in sales. And what I recognized is it's not just for real estate. It's anybody in sales, anybody who attends networking functions, or if you just want to gain the confidence for a cold call, a networking function, or to have a conversation at a braai with a group of people. And now, to date, I've worked with so many different industries from Lunar cryptocurrency to Webfleet, Bridgestone that does telematics to accountants, real estate, insurance brokers. I mean, just so many different entrepreneurs and the difference it's made there. So fabulous that you're all here. Grateful. Thank you very much. Tracy from Property Cosa. Hello, Dalmarie. Dalmarie's actually done the program. So lovely to have you here as well. So I am going to let you know that I will be doing a Q&A at the end. If you have any questions, please do jot them down. I also just want to share with you, give yourself this gift of time. We're going to be together probably just over an hour, maybe about 70 minutes. Give yourself the gift of time, because even if you listen to me 100%, you're only going to hear 40% of what I say. It's quite scary. So put that phone away. If you feel like you can play Candy Crush and listen, I've tried it, doesn't work. Close your email browser, give yourself the gift of time. And I want to welcome you. This is your confident pitch. And it's Welcome to Speak with Impact. This is for you, entrepreneurs, sales, real estate professionals, and you just want to gain confidence for that elevator pitch as well. So very excited to have you all. Thank you. I see 44 people in the room. Fabulous. Checking sound. All good. Let's dive straight in. How often, when you need to do a cold call, you may be confident, but your hand starts to tremble, heart starts beating and you start to shake. Or attending a networking function and they're working around the room so that you can stand up and introduce yourself. And the anxiety starts spiking, hands start sweating, that you're waiting for your turn because you just hope that you can speak clearly and people understand you and they're not going to slam that phone down and shatter your confidence. What I've learned, and I share with all my participants, as confident as I may seem, I still get anxiety at a networking function or making that cold call. So what do? I step into a Wonder Woman pose or Wonder Man. I put my feet solid on the ground right now, exactly how I'm sitting, solid on the ground, hands on my hips, shoulders back, chest out. Take a deep breath so that when I pick up the phone or step into a networking function or meeting a new group of people at a party or a braai, that I can tap into my Wonder Woman, Wonder Man, and make that phone call or introduce myself and speak confidently, concisely, and more importantly, I channel those nerves into confidence and energy for positivity. So I don't want to feel like I have plums in my mouth. I don't want to feel like nothing's coming out impressively. I mean, how many of you can relate to this? Sometimes you just feel nothing is flowing. And we're so worried that someone's going to be like, you're not my person, or slam that phone down and shatter your confidence. Well, my name's Nikki Abraham, and I actually never had to do cold calling or networking for a majority of my life. I started in the hospitality industry at the age of 15. This led me to go and work on yachts for a good few years. I sailed across the Atlantic twice before I landed up in the Caribbean and spent 10 years there working on yachts and in restaurants. When I returned back to South Africa in 2004 with my little Caribbean souvenir on my hip, my sweet little son, I joined the Woolworths coffee shops as a coffee shop manager, and within 6 months, I was offered the opportunity to open up a new restaurant, design quarters, food.bar in 4 ways, recruit 80 staff, and train them. And that's where my training and passion, my passion for training was born. Over the course of 14 years that I worked with the Woolworths coffee shops, I started running stores. I went to a training manager. I was also operational manager. I head up customer service nationally, well as leadership and recruitment. And I absolutely loved what I did. But my entire 29 years in total in hospitality, clients just used to come to us. So I never had that anxiousness or anxiety of cold calling or networking. But I also recognized in my mid-40s that I couldn't do hospitality for another 29 years. And this quote popped up and resonated with me. The 3 C's of life: choices, chances, changes. You must make a choice to take a chance, or your life will never change. And I realized in that moment, I needed to make some bold action. I've always been very passionate about real estate, having bought and sold houses of my own, rented them out. So when I was offered a role as a team leader for a real estate company, focusing specifically on training and recruitment, I was like, well, I've done this in hospitality. I can do this in real estate. But what I didn't know in real estate, it's a little bit different when it comes to recruiting because it's more headhunting, which now a lot of industries do too, which also meant I needed to grow my network. I needed to start meeting people, and I needed to help the agents to gain confidence with those cold calls too. And this is where the anxiety started, 2019. I also realized that my sphere of influence or my database only was about 400 people if I removed all the staff that I'd worked with at Woolworths. And this is what I needed to work on, growing my network. But somebody shared this beautiful quote with me and said, think about every time you speak to someone coming from value, coming from contribution. Because how often, if you are cold calling or if you are looking for business or you are networking, we're so focused on the sale because we need the money, we have to make our budgets, we need to make sales, that often people can feel that desperation. So think about it as a butterfly in your garden. If you chase the butterfly just flies away. But if you're coming from value, you're coming from contribution, the butterfly will eventually come and sit with you. And that's the way I started doing my cold calling, my networking events, and just showing up. Sometimes feeling that desperation, but more importantly, parking it. And I have a beautiful quote I actually have on my computer: breathe in abundance, breathe out generosity. And that just helps me stay value focused. My goal when I'm speaking to someone is to get them to know, like, and trust me, building that relationship. And that's what I put into my networking, into my cold calling, or going to a braai and sharing a pitch. And that's exactly my goal for you today. Because how many of you have heard your network is your net worth? And secondly, your net worth will be an outcome of how many people you have in your network. From 2019 to date, from following these tools, I've gone from 400 people in my network just on my CRM system, my customer relations management system, to 14,500 people that I connect with weekly. And that in turn is helping me to stay consistent with my business, constantly growing as well. And that's what I want to share with you. So anytime you think of, I need to do that cold call or I need to step into that networking event, just remember Wonder Woman pose or Wonder Man pose, step into your power, but always come from value, come from contribution, breathe in abundance, breathe out generosity, and that's how you show up. Now, this is for you. If you would like to learn these tools to grow your network and your net worth, this is also for you. If you want to be more confident speaking to a client, be it one-to-one or one-to-many, this is also for you. If you want to improve how you speak on camera, be it for reels, marketing, maybe you want to launch a webinar or a YouTube channel, and there you can touch hundreds of thousands of people. This is also for you if you want to improve your communication in negotiation like Ninja. And this is for you if you want to learn to speak with impactful confidence that you're going to win the client and close the deal. I would love to hear from you which one resonated the most. You can choose as many or as little as you like. Is it A, you want to learn how to grow your network and your net worth? B, be more comfortable speaking one-to-one or one-to-many? C, speaking on camera with reels? D, negotiation skills? Or E, just to be more comfortable so you can win those clients and close the deal? Let me know in the chat box. A, B, C, D, or E. All right, Di says all of them. Michael, hi Michael. All right, hi Hercules, Laura, D, E, A, D, or B, C, D. Fabulous. Just keep them coming, because this is the goal. When you learn how to speak clearly, concisely, with confidence, be it the cold call, be it the networking function, or be it meeting a new group of people, you can utilize all these tools right here. But the goal when we speak to someone, as I shared, is to get them to know, like, and trust you. And it starts with coming from value and contribution. So if you ever feel like you have plums in your mouth, today, I would like to remove them for you, sharing this simplified tool, because it's not your fault. I coach and train so many people in all different industries that have come to me and just said, I've been retrenched, or I needed to I'm new in this industry, or I'm not good enough. And I'm so scared of speaking to people. And often it started back at school. where we lost our confidence when we were told to go stand up in front of the classroom and do an oral. And we have this fear and anxiety of speaking in front of people. It's also not your fault if you haven't been taught negotiation skills and clear communication around that. It's not your fault if no one's taught you tools to grow your network and your net worth. I shared with you for 29 years, I never had to do that. But in my last 6 years, I've grown from 400 to 14,500 people in my network. And it's not your fault that you may be shy or scared, speaking one-to-one or one-to-many, but most importantly, to win your client and close the deal. But I want to wave my magic wand and go whoosh, 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 and share a simplified tool that's going to end for you in the next 60 minutes. Something tangible that you can take and put into place. Because, like I said, I get this. Having to learn these different skills was so profound for me that I want to share it with everyone else. I'd only been at Keller Williams for 16 months. And 2 days before the president put the country in lockdown, our entire leadership team got retrenched. And then I was like, instead of being sad about it, I was like, let me start my own training company, the Winning Attitude Skills Training, taking all the tools I've learned in hospitality, plus in real estate, combining them. And that's where I launched my own brand. And damn, I was grateful for the amount of people that I'd already met during these 16 months. Most of them I'm still friends with today. So taking these tools and growing my network is something that I've been doing consistently. And in May this year, my business will be 6 years old. So be it that you want to gain confidence, speaking one or one-to-many, yet there'll be quite a few of you here today going, I've got confidence, I can do this. But how many of us that are confident, sometimes overly confident, we're almost like that washing machine on a spin cycle, where it's going around and around and around, and sometimes you're spitting words out, nothing is making sense, and we can often talk ourselves out of a deal. And that's where we're going to come into alignment today. So when this came up for me, the 3 C's of life, choices, chances, changes, to make a choice to take a chance, your life would never change. I recognized even with my own company, I needed to learn more about speaking. Now, I'm somebody that loves to say yes and then learn how, and pretty much have done that my whole life. But in 2021, somebody said to me said on Facebook, whose life has pivoted due to COVID? I was like, I have got retrenched, started my own business. They said, are you a keynote speaker? So I Googled keynote speaking. I'm like, well, I train, I can do that. So I was like, yes. And then I got some bookings and I thought, well, I better learn how. I then signed up for 2 public speaking courses, one locally, one internationally. I was very blessed to become a co-coach for the public speaking course for 2 years before launching my own course. And I have trained hundreds of people to go stand on stage as a motivational speaker or in businesses or in boardrooms, sharing 7 minutes to an hour talk without notes. But what I learned was not everybody wants to get up on a big stage. How many people were just struggling with the networking event or a 60-second pitch? And that's where this was born. So I have spoken on many stages. I've spoken to audiences of up to 5,000 twice, once across Africa and once international. I've since become a Cape Town TEDx speaker coach. And these are all the tools that I share with you in a full course called Speak with Impact for Sales. So I want to welcome you to this masterclass. It is Welcome to Speak with Impact for entrepreneurs, sales, real estate professionals, and I want to share with you your confident pitch. Now, I also want to share with you that there's a lot of information I'm going to share, but at the end of today's session, if you stay for the entire hour, I will send you a gift. It's a 1-pager with like a little blueprint on this specific tool. Now, I had over 100 people registered today, so awesome. I've got 51 people in the room. That's a great turnout. Thank you so much. Usually it's 20%. I have a 50%. Fabulous. If I can ask you kindly, if you can go into the chat box and just drop your email address, either directly to me or in the comment box, it's absolutely fine. Because as soon as I finish the session today, it just helps me to streamline process. I love time mastery. Pop it in, send it to my tech team so they can send you a thank you email with that document as well. So please go ahead in the chat box, drop your email address, and I am going to continue. Now, I also want to share that I cannot take my last 20 years training experience, my last 6 years speaking experience and growing my network, and share it with you in 60 minutes. So I am very transparent. I am going to give you the tools that you can take this and do it yourself. But only with permission. When I've shared that with you, I am going to ask if I can share more information with you about Speak with Impact for Sales. Only if you say yes, but I do want to be transparent about that because I cannot take all of that and put it in an hour. So when we look at working and how I can help you as well, for those of you who don't know me, never worked with me, haven't met me, you're welcome to go and have a look at my Google. My slides are not changing at all. There we go. Now it's going at full face. So you're welcome to go onto Google after the session, type in Nikki Abraham or the Winning Attitude Skills Training, otherwise Facebook. See what other people have said about working with me and the difference it's made in their lives as well. So please do that and you can share the difference this has helped others. So let's dive straight in. Are you ready? I see all the email addresses coming through. Fantastic. Just to let you know, I am not watching the chat box all the time, but I do see lots of email addresses coming through. Really appreciate that. Please, if you have any questions, keep them for the end. I would love to answer everyone's questions too, but I'm going to dive straight in. I'm going to watch the chat box right now and let me know, how long does it take to create a first impression? Martin, 7 seconds. Got it on the dot. So thank you so much. Exactly 7 or less seconds to create a first impression. So many people say a day, not a day, an hour, a couple of minutes, 7 seconds or less to create a first impression. And this is the importance of how we show up. And it starts with the way you dress. Think about when you're going on a hot date and you dress up for your partner. You carry yourself so much differently to when you're in a tracksuit. Your shoulders are back, your chest is out. You're carrying yourself with absolute beauty, confidence. And that's what's important for us, to constantly show up feeling that as well. It's important that even if you're home doing cold calling from your home office, that you step up and dress up so you feel that confident power. I mean, just let's talk about the way we dress. I mean, honestly, day off, pop into the store and you're not looking your best. Don't we always bump into a friend, a client, our ex? It's like Murphy's Law. And this is the importance of always dressing up and showing up for your clients and yourself. Secondly, it's about the way you talk. If you came onto this masterclass today and I was like, hi, my name's Nikki and I'm going to share some tools with you and I'm excited you're here, how many of you would still be here? So it's about coming across with value of what you're sharing, but more importantly, confidence in how you share it. And this is the important part of having that confidence to speak clearly and concisely. Because if you have an opportunity to speak to someone, you want them to absolutely be hanging on to every word. It's also about the way you carry yourself. It's the energy that introduces you before you even speak. I often say that's called reverence power. So, you know, when you're like in a restaurant and somebody walks in, you're like, who's that? You can feel the presence of an owner or feel the presence of a manager because they carry themselves with this different energy because they know what they're doing and confidence. And then the way you smile on the phone, smile before you chat, smile to anyone you're talking to. If you're ever struggling and you're kind of feeling like, I'm not in the mood, but I've got to make this call and I can't smile, it's kind of hard just to smile randomly, grab a pen and bite a pen. And just hold on a few seconds. See, that helps your brain and it gets your endorphins kicking in as well. And that ultimately is the importance of creating that first impression. It's how you step up. But I want to share with you what helped me remove my plums. Now, I may seem very confident and I am doing more and I do my job, but stepping into that networking function was a little frightening for me. So I decided, what am I going to do to challenge that? I'm going to start attending as many networking functions as possible so that I can gain the confidence and start building the muscle of speaking in front of a group of people. Now, a friend of mine worked for Absa Bank, and she was quite high up in Absa Bank, and she was running a woman empowerment networking evening. And she said to me, Nikki, please come and be my guest. I was like, oh, fantastic. But at least I know her, so I don't have to take a friend with me. I can kind of hang on to her. But when I got there, I realized she was incredibly busy with the event, and there was no hanging on to her. And I stood against the wall waiting as people arrived. And as these ladies walked in, they were dressed beautifully, glamorously. And I was like, oh my gosh, these women are so incredible. And I stood there going, I wish this wall would just suck me in and spit me to my car so I can quickly drive away. And I thought, but hold on. You've got here. You've showed up. Slip out. Go to the bathroom. Close that cubicle door, step into that Wonder Woman pose. I was like, suck it up, pussycat. You're going back out there and you're going to go make some friends. And that's exactly what I did. With over 200 people in that room that evening, it was incredible how many connections I made. But the best part of that evening, there were a few keynote speakers, and one of them who shared a simplified tool of how to show up at networking functions using a simplified pitch. Ironically, I met her a couple of years later, and I'm now part of her network as well. But when she mentioned these words, I took it out, I wrote it down, I was so excited. And then I went to go study a lot more about networking and how I could utilize a simple tool to help me and all my clients. And it's as simple as this. I am, I do, I can, I need. A simplified formula of when you're doing a cold call, when you're at a networking function, or when you're speaking to people. It's about how we introduce ourselves, what it is that we do, what value can we add to you, and what is that one desire outcome you have. Every time I have a conversation with someone, or if I go meet somebody for a cup of coffee, or even if I go to a friend's house for a braai, I always say, why am I going? What do I want? What outcome do I want? So why am I doing what I'm doing? So why am I going for coffee with this person? Hey, to talk business. What are we going to discuss? I'll have my key points. The outcome is how we can work together, or how I can serve, or how she can serve me, or vice versa. Going to a braai, why? To see my friends. What are we going to talk about? Find out more about them. How's their week been? What outcome do I want? A lovely day. So it's always focusing on the why, the what, the outcome. And this is also when we're thinking about why we're phoning a client. Why are we phoning? What are we going to say? What outcome do we want? So it starts with, I need to share these valuable tools. So I am, I do, I can, I need. Now, I'm just going to simplify it before I go deeper into it. I am is as simple as your name, who you are. I do, what is your profession? The most important part here is to simplify it. Often people go, I am a property practitioner. That means I'm in real estate. Or they'll be like, I am a telematics sales professional. What does telematics mean? So often we speak very high end because we understand our role, but not everyone else does. I'll share with you, a couple of years ago, I went to the doctor and he said to me, so what do you do for a living? And I said, I'm a trainer. He looked me up and down. He went, clearly not a personal trainer. So in that moment, firstly, I wanted to smack him. But in that moment, I was like, no, I'm a professional trainer in soft skills in what I train. Or I'm a public speaker trainer, or I'm a confidence coach. So it's being more clear and specific about what your profession is. What can you do? How can I help you? What advice can I offer you? What valued information can I share with you? And these parts, the I am, it's 2 sentences. What I do, a couple of sentences. The value, the meat is right here of what I can do for you. And then lastly, the I need, one thing. I shared it with you just now. Please can I ask you to drop your email address in the comment box? It just makes it so much simpler so I can send you that one-pager gift. Boom, one thing. That's all I ask for. So it's very important when we're phoning someone, it's to get to build a relationship. They know, like, trust factor. It's not about, can I have your business? Can you sign up? Can you sign up all your stuff? Can I sell your house? I need. One thing, starting small. So I'm going to go deeper there. But before we share that, the most important part is we are sharing in a cold call or a networking event or meeting people. We are given the opportunity to confide in them. So what does the word confide mean to you? What does the word confide mean to you? To trust someone. Thank you, Lynn. Exactly that. Trust. 100%. So if you're given the opportunity to confide in someone, you want to start building that know, like, and trust factor. And in order, if you think of the word confide, it actually comes from the word confidence, which shows up in the way we behave, which is then reverent power, that energy that introduces you before you speak. And we need to tap into our reverent power. We need to tap into our confidence. Because how can I ask you to trust me if I'm not trusting my words? And this is the importance of learning how to speak clearly, confidently, and concisely, that your audience can trust you and want to listen. So when we look at self-confidence, is trusting yourself. I did a whole session this morning on value proposition with one of my groups, on my Go-Getters group. And Gay, if you're not confident telling people what it is that you do, how is your audience going to want to buy from you? And this is the importance of practicing your script, practicing your value proposition, practicing making those calls or the networking functions, building up that muscle so you can trust your words. So let's go a bit deeper. I am, I do, I can, I need. But before I get there, I want to introduce you to Sandra. I shared with you I have my full speaking course, but then I simplified it with my Speak with Impact for Sales. Now, my first launch was 90 minutes a week over a period of time. But after 3 weeks, the first week, it was a small, lovely, intimate group, and everyone did their introductions. And after 3 weeks, I said to them, don't you want to share a video? Let me know how you're feeling about the course. Just interested in building that muscle with doing little videos. And I was blown away at the difference in Sandra. So I'm going to press play, and Kirsty and Mari, I can see you guys. So please just give me a thumbs up that you can hear clearly.
I've been in this for 15 years, East London, Knysna, Cape Town. I love challenges, and I love to improve in my craft. My name is Sandra Robb. I'm with Pam Golding Properties, and I've recently joined Speaking with Impact with Nikki Abraham, and I'd like to give her a big shout out for the course that she's running.
Isn't that incredible? At just learning a couple of simplified tools, how it completely transformed her reverent power. This was more than a year ago, and I watch her so closely on social media because she is doing videos weekly, mostly knocking in that sold board. So effective communication can increase your net worth by 50% because you're learning the art of sharing exactly what you do, what value you can add, how you can support clearly. And in fact, effective communication helps you with your day-to-day conversations. be it gaining the confidence or making our messaging concise so we get off that washing machine spin cycle. It can improve you in your confidence in an entrepreneurship journey. It will help you with relationships with your partners, with your colleagues, most importantly, your clients as well. It will give you the confidence to share exactly what it is that you do. It will help and impact your business. It will increase your sales. I am witness to this. These tools that I have learned is why I'm so passionate about sharing it, because I've seen my business grow over the last 6 years utilizing these specific skills. It helps you with negotiations when speaking to friends, clients, colleagues as well. And most importantly, if you're in a leadership role, the difference between a manager and a leader is actually effective communication. This can transform your life. Another person who joined the same group as Sandra is Peter, and I'd love to show you his transformation in only 3 weeks.
Good morning. I'm Peter. I'm from Umhlanga Rocks in KZN. The reason I wanted to do this course is I've had a bit of life history in that I have gone.
Hi, I'm Peter Moroney. I'm a property practitioner with Meridian Realty in Umhlanga Rocks. I wanted to share with you just recently, I've done a public speaking course with Nikki Abraham. I've learned some incredible skills that have helped me on a professional level. And to be able to communicate clearly and concisely and confidently and with impact makes such a difference in my profession. Whether I'm
And those were not rehearsed. Those were off the fly. Send me a message. Let me know how you are doing. And I actually want to share something that Peter shared with me not so long ago about the difference it has made since the course a year later. So be it getting the confidence, one-to-one, one-to-many, getting off that washing machine, this simplified tool will make a massive difference as long as you take it and put it into application. So let me give you some more information. Now, when it starts with this, just going a bit deeper, when it comes to the I am, I want to share with you, attending so many different networking functions to build that muscle. I so often see people introducing themselves, reading off their phone or reading off a piece of paper because they're utterly frightened of anybody looking at them. And they're so worried they're going to forget what they say. Well, my goal for you is that you confidently stand up and say it, speaking with that reverent power, utilizing the simplified tool. Now, in South Africa, we're quite humble in sharing who it is and what we do. So often we undersell ourselves for not wanting to come across arrogant. But there's a very big difference between arrogant and confident. And the difference is intent. If I'm coming across to introduce myself, knowing that I can add value, knowing that I can support, knowing that I can help, I just love what I do because I see the difference in people's lives that it's made. That's confidence, not arrogance. So even when people go, Nikki, you've changed my life, I'll say to them, you changed your life. You took the tools I shared with you and you applied it. That's it. That is when it's coming across with intent. So often when we look at who we are, how many of us go, I'm not good enough, or I don't have enough experience, or I'm not, I'm new in this industry. And we don't actually look at our entire life and our accomplishments that we have. So this is a great exercise to do where you actually take an hour and jot down all your accomplishments and accolades you've had since you were born. So for what happened at school, what sports teams did you play? What certificates did you achieve? What grades did you get? When did you start working? What promotions have you received? What have you studied? What courses have you done? What experience do you have in different companies that you've worked at? Because every single experience helps you grow to the person you become today. And that's where it is, tapping into your accomplishments, focusing on all your expertise that you have. And more importantly, it's about speaking from your heart, head, and gut. One of my ladies that I trained, she had been in real estate, but she'd only been in real estate for a couple of months. And she's lacking so much confidence because she's like, but I just started. And when I said, tell me what else you've done. And she's like, oh, 29 years in sales in a pharmaceutical company. In fact, I was the top sales agent for years, winning the awards year after year after year. And her confidence immediately shifted. And that's what you want to tap into. Because you may be starting new in an industry, but you focus on your expertise that you have. That's when it's going to come speaking from your head, heart, and gut. Sometimes if you're at a networking function or at a braai, share something personal, something about your family, maybe a hobby. We wouldn't do this on a cold call. But, I said to you, I came back from the Caribbean with my Caribbean souvenir, came home as a single mother with an 11-month-old baby. I mean, I didn't want to come home with a T-shirt, so I brought a baby who's now 22 years old. So that's sharing something personal about me. So you can kind of get a bit of my personality and who I am as well. So, my slides are flying today. So excited. Sometimes we forget our accomplishments, and what we have experienced in life can help others. And this is what we need to tap into. So it's about putting I am in 2 sentences. It's like, what is your name? What is your title? What is it that you do? It's a great way to say, like, my name's Nikki, and I've got over 3 decades experience in leadership, coaching, and training, with 29 years in hospitality, going into real estate before I started my own company, the winning attitude, because I love to choose my attitude. Boom, 2 sentences to the point. Sharing a little personal, but really focusing on how many decades experience you have. And if it's retail with multiple different industries, maybe it's 1 decade, 2 decades, 3 decades in retail, focusing on your accomplishments. When it comes to what is it that I do, share something about your business, because often we assume everybody knows what we do. About a year ago, I was training a gent, and he had a company called Inferno Red. And he said, what my company does, it's Inferno Red, it's got red waves, and blah, 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 blah. And as she was speaking, we all just sat there going, okay. And when I said to him, unpack it for me, because I don't now want to ask you what it is that you do, because I'm going to think that I'm silly and I don't know. But in fact, I don't understand. And I said, how can you simplify this? And he said, well, my equipment goes into a factory, and my equipment allows me to see beyond the walls. So I can see the pipes and the electricity and the state of the wires. And that way, what it does is prevent accidents from happening or fires starting. Or think about it at home. You want to buy a new house and you want to put up a TV, but you're not sure where the water pipe is or electricity wire is. He can pick that up with his equipment. So once he simplified it, I'm like, oh, now I understand. And not only do I understand, I now have a contact that I can refer to other people that are looking for someone like him. This is the important part of sharing something about your business. Speaking from your heart with passion. What is it that you do that other people can understand? I know we've got a lot of real estate professionals here today. So it's again, I love helping sellers sell their house as quickly as possible for the best price. That's telling people what to do. Sorry, I'm having some water. Excuse me. So what can you share, or how can you share your business? Who do you help? What do you do? What outcome? Why? What outcome can you give them as well about what you do? We want to utilize this time to create that relationship, sharing the value you can add as well. And this is the time that you can share your skills, your knowledge, your strengths. So it's saying with over 29 years sales and experience in sales, I was top, won many different awards in sales, and now I'm taking everything I've learned and I'm now selling property. So that's utilizing one of my clients. So focusing on her expertise and stepping into where she is now. I remember even going from hospitality to real estate, my boss said to me, first day, you're going to go stand in front of 50 agents and introduce yourself. And immediately it's like, how do I go stand there and go, hi, my name's Nikki, I've never sold a house. He said, you don't focus on what you don't know, you focus on what you do know. And my job there was not to sell houses, it was to lead a team. So it's focusing on my leadership capabilities, focusing on my people skills, focusing on my soft skills, my motivation, and how I can help them in their business. That's what we need to focus on. So what can I offer you that you want? How can I serve you? What can I do for you? So I'll often say, my name's Nikki, and I love helping you find your voice with your messaging to speak clearly, concisely, with confidence. So you can win those clients and close the deals. And most of all, fall in love with your voice. That's what I share, what I do, how I serve, and how I can support. Then we want to come in, this is what I can do for you. How can I help you? Now, on a phone conversation, you could be like, do you have any needs? Would you like to know what your property valuation is? Or if you're speaking to a client, I often have people reach out through Google or ChatGPT. I probably get a good few calls per week of people reaching out. And I never just say, yes, of course, for you, sign up, because I offer 7 different courses. Let's have a conversation. Let me find out what your needs are, and that way I can meet your needs. It's not just about making a sale. It's about giving value, firstly, to make sure, am I the right person for you? And do I want to work with you? I really feel like life is a two-way street there. Sometimes we're not for everyone. We attract those that want to work with us. We repel those that don't. But if Mari comes to me and says, you know what, Nikki, what you're offering is not what I need, I can refer Mari to someone that can serve her. So how can I help? It's always coming from contribution. And you want to ask great questions to deepen that rapport. Now, at a networking function, you want to be so comfortable and confident that when everyone else is introducing themselves, you're not sitting there going, it's almost me, what am I going to say, how am I going to say it? You actually want to be there going, I know my message, I know what I'm going to say, so I'm going to take this time and listen to everyone else and jot down some notes. So as they're introducing themselves, go, oh, I want to hear more about Steph. He said this and this and this. That's really cool. I want to have a conversation. So during a tea break, I'll go ask him for his business card. And Jan, that sounded really cool. And Di, fabulous. I want to hear more about that. So that way you can then build connections during the break, after tea time, whenever you are, that you can go, now I would like to go to the next step. I'd love to find out more from you and also share how I can help you. You want to ask those great questions. Find out what's important to them. We're so often selling ourselves, but we're not finding out what their needs are. What outcome do they want? And that's where we can adjust. Why are we chatting? Because you reached out. What can I say? Well, it depends on your outcome. What are you looking for? Then I can answer your question on the what. What is important to you? And then the final part, also the shortest part. So if you think of a cold call, 45 seconds, networking function, 45 seconds to a minute, elevator pitch, 60 seconds, your I need is 1 sentence. One thing. Now, often there's a lot we want, but that can come in relationship. That can come through a phone call. That can come through a Zoom meeting or a coffee date or getting to know the person more. We just want to ask for one thing. So what am I doing and what is it that I need? On a cold call, what is your outcome from that cold call? To hopefully get the email address that you can share a market evaluation, or you can share more information about your product, or you can share how you can help them, right? So we'd need an email address, or you'd like to set up an appointment. So that's one thing. What is it that you're doing and what is your need? The goal should be to build the relationship. I want to stay in contact with you. I would love to have a meeting with you face-to-face or online, Zoom face-to-face, so we can see our synergy and how I can serve you. So what I need is an appointment. What I need is an email address. What I need, one thing. And always start small. Yes, I need all your money, but we can't tell people that. That comes with growth of building a business. So starting small and building up relationship. Also be very specific about your ask. If I'm here saying, please go ahead to LinkedIn or follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, it's too confusing. You've already forgotten who I am. So if it's one thing, my name is Nikki Abraham. I'd love you to go on to LinkedIn. Let's connect. Boom. One thing. So it's specific. Or may I have your email address to send you an email? One thing. As opposed to lots of things. You're going to build that in relationship. And most importantly, always, always thank people for their time and keeping you in mind. Most of the time, specifically for cold calling, and I'm putting a cold calling course together because so many people are struggling with cold calling, it's also, may I have a minute of your time? And that way at the end, when could I contact you back? How can I follow up? What is the easiest way? That is your need to stay there and build that relationship. I am, I do, I can, I need. Now, this is actually a full 90-minute session, which is part of my course, where we actually brainstorm it, we practice it, we utilize it for different audiences, we use it for cold calling, networking, and elevator pitch. And one thing I always say to everyone I work with, less is more. So if you're given an opportunity for 60 seconds, practice your pitch that you can do it in 30 seconds or 45 seconds. And most importantly, following the formula, saying less is more, that it's clear, concise, to the point. Since I've learned this and applied this and building my muscle going to networking functions, every single time I'm at a networking function, I get new clients straight after my pitch because they understand exactly what it is that I do and how I can serve them. And that's important. So I shared with you, Peter, you saw his little video. And once he learned this, he started going into studio and recording multiple reels that he shared on his social media. Great thing to do, have a day where you do your hair, do your makeup, feel really good, confident, ready to go, and just record a bunch of little reels and videos because so many people prefer watching a little video than reading a long script. Have a look at what Peter said.
Hi, my name is Peter Maroney. Now, creativity isn't just a skill. Creativity is actually my signature. I use it when I do the reels, videos, and professional photography to market your property.
Beautiful, short 10 seconds. I'm still being coached for speaking because I love consistently learning, but I'm still being coached by a couple in America. I don't know if you know Justin Guarani. He was the number one idol in American Idols. Very cute. But anyway, he last night on his call, he's like, 3 seconds is all you have for a video. 3 seconds. So if you're fumbling, people are gone. Now, what I want to share about Peter and creating these reels, this is what it's done for him. He shared this with me. Since doing Speak with Impact, I've completely shifted how I market properties. Public speaking gave me confidence to get in front of the camera. And now I use videos across all my platforms, from house introductions, suburb reels, to more personal get to know you content. It's helped me build credibility and visibility in my farming areas. And I'm getting noticed by other agents, homeowners alike. And as a result, I've secured a luxury development of 22 townhouses and 8 apartments worth over 150 million rand. Social media, supported by strong presentation skills, is proving to be a powerful tool. And how many of you today would go, I would love to get on social media. I would love to be able to do that video, but I just don't know how, or I'm scared, or I can't. I can tell you within a couple of weeks, you will be right there doing exactly what Peter is doing right here. So my name is Nikki Abraham, and I empower entrepreneurs, business owners, and leaders in business. Master the art of speaking so you can communicate with confidence, sell with impact, and lead with authority. And be it the one-to-one conversation, team meetings, or commanding a stage, my Speak with Impact training gives you tools to influence, inspire, and increase your sales success. So I would love to find out from you. I hope you got value from that tool as well. I'd love to share a little bit more with you as well. But with permission, may I share with you more about my Speak with Impact for Sales course, giving you an overview of everything I cover with little tidbits in between, extra value. And just a reminder, if you stay till the very end, I will send you that one pager as long as you dropped your email address in the chat box. So let me know, may I share more information with you? All right, yes, please. Yes, please. Just checking. Like I said, I like to be transparent. I want to say, there we go, fantastic, but I just know the value this can add. So those of you that have said yes, thank you. That's the 3 C's of life. You made a choice to say yes. You're taking a tata chance. And I know the information I share makes such incredible changes. So my next program actually launches this Thursday. And it's an 11-week program. It's only 90 minutes per week, presented exactly like this webinar online. So it's online via Zoom. I work with small groups. I know some of you I've worked with before, and we've had up to 200 people in a room. I do not go over 20 people maximum for this group. And in fact, some people still like to watch it from the sideline and do their homework side with me. I will make sure that you walk away confident, clearly, and sharing your presentation with concise confidence. So my program starts this week, Thursday. It's 11 weeks, 90 minutes per week, presented exactly the same way I'm sharing this with you now. All sessions are live with me. It's Q&A, it's interactive, and all sessions are also recorded, because I know life happens. Sometimes we can't make every single session, or there's meetings or something happens, as well as repetition to go back and watch the sessions is incredibly important. Every session there's a workbook. There's also weekly assignments, because again, knowledge is power, but how you apply it is where the knowledge lies. Like, that's where transformation happens. And at the end, you get a certificate of attendance. So what this course covers, broken up into each section, this session alone is absolutely powerful. You learn your introduction and your big why in 60 seconds. It's about stepping in the spotlight, your journey beginning now, and speaking with impactful confidence and the essentials of speaking in public. So this is not my public speaking course, but it's about speaking in public for that elevator pitch at the networking function, utilizing a 1-minute and a 2-minute tool to help you there. And it starts with you, again, going back to your why. Why are you doing this? What is it that you're sharing? So what is your purpose? What are you doing? And then how do you adjust what you're sharing to your audience? Because we all serve so many different people. And often we put it out there, I help everyone. Yes, I do, but I have to be specific to my target audience. And there my messaging will change. And what outcome do I want? What is my strategic objective every time I speak to someone? So each session is jam-packed with value that you walk away with these simplified tools to go and take action. Session 2, focusing on words have power and how often we have doubts. You will learn to doubt your doubts so you can empower your voice. Most importantly, we find our messaging is all about having clarity. And when we have clarity, we know we can solve someone's problem. And that's empowering our voice with clarity, that we can have it and do it with confidence. So a really beautiful power session. Justine actually shared this video with me after this particular session.
It's helped me gain confidence when I'm working with people, when I'm speaking with people. I just feel so much better and know what I'm doing and what I need to say. And I actually know my goal. When I'm going to speak to people at a networking, I'm not half as frightened as I was. And I know, again, exactly what I need to say and when I need to say it. So thank you, Nikki, and thank you, The Winning Attitude.
Justine's actually still part of my go-getters. And do you know, January, she sold 6 properties. And today's the 3rd, and she's already taken an offer. So she is offline in business. She shared that with us this morning at Go Getters. Session 3, the art of networking your creative pitch. So taking what we did today and going deep, unpacking it, having different scripts, different audiences, putting it into practice, specifically focusing on cold calling, introduction at a networking event, or an elevator pitch, utilizing the pros, the cons, what we share, how we share it, that everybody in the room understands your messaging. So Tony actually joined, and he had just started in real estate. He's a pastor in church. And when he came onto the call, he was like, Nikki, I've only started in real estate. I'm not there yet, but focusing on being a pastor, I find that I get so nervous that I actually speak so fast when I'm preaching, and I need to learn to slow down. He then, with his real estate business, also joined a networking group, and this is what he shared.
Hi, Nikki. I would just like to thank you once again for the course that you presented to me about 3 months ago. You often used to speak about a 60-second, a 2-minute. Didn't quite understand what it was all about until I went into a BNI meeting as a visitor in the beginning of May, was called to do a 60-second, did it very easily, confidently. In the meantime, I've joined them. So little do I know you were preparing me to join BNI. So I want to thank you for that, and gave me a lot of confidence in my talking and to be able to talk clearly. And so I'd just like to say once again, thanks a lot. And I truly appreciate your course. Keep on, Nikki. Bye-bye.
Most importantly, did you hear how beautiful and slowly he spoke? Absolutely gorgeous.
Hi, Nikki.
Session 4, beyond words. How do we go ahead and speak on camera? Now, I know, and I work with a lot of people, same as myself, launching my YouTube channel, getting out there, doing podcasts that we can help you in all those aspects. Otherwise, reels, marketing, doing little videos. But how do we present yourself? Maybe you do Zooms, webinars like I'm doing here. So you learn all about lighting, camera work, presentation skills, body language on camera, how to do those little reels confidently. I've got lots of incredible tools that I share with you that I've just actually worked out all my scripts that I'm going to be recording this afternoon. And that's where I'm going into a power afternoon, doing all my filming, and that way I can use that for marketing as well. And that is what I share with you. Session 5, the art of storytelling and how to captivate your audience. We all have that one friend that talks and talks and talks and talks, and then talks and talks, and you're like, is there a point to the story, right? So how often do you feel like, I wish my story could just land? I hope my story is compelling enough that you're not talking to a group of people and they slowly start like disappearing to go to the bathroom or go get another drink. So you learn the art of storytelling specifically to captivate your audience with a compelling story. Yeah, on this course, we really focused on sales. So this is how I use my script in all my marketing, following this particular formula that no one's going to go swipe and move on to the next video. Session 6, beyond words, the power of body language on and off camera. So in fact, this entire course is all about communication, verbal communication, non-verbal communication like body language, and also written communication, which is very important. We often don't realize how our confidence is showed through our body language and how we can lose a client just because of our body language as well. So it's important for you to identify that to help you win those clients and close the deal. Session number 7, I actually coached that just before this session today. It's one of my favorite sessions. I offer it on every single course I work with. This one specifically understanding your personality. So I use the DISC profile, and then how you can identify your client's personality from the first time they say hello, be it a WhatsApp, be it an email, or be it a telephonic conversation. More importantly, how do you mirror your client, understanding their personality that they want to interact with you. You can identify people from their voice, from what they wear, from their body language, and if you, those of you in real estate, before you even drive up to their house. It's a really impactful session. It's actually a 2-hour session, and you walk away understanding this tool, which for me is a gold mine in your pocket. Session number 8, impromptu speaking, thinking on your feet. So asking questions on the fly, and you have to think on your feet that you can stop, breathe, speak the sentence in less than 60 seconds, so it's clear, concise, with confidence. So it's a great tool that we utilize here that helps you think on your feet. We also work on clients asking you questions, negotiation skills too, but it's the 7 C's of communication, also focusing on written communication, which is as equally important as your verbal communication. This is Robin Leanne. I shared with you that she was the one with 29 years sales experience and just stepped into the real estate sector again over a year ago. And she was petrified when she started. We still work together on the Go-Getters, but this is what she shared after she had completed her course.
Hi, Nikki. I just had to share this with you. I've just signed 3 deals recently after completing the Speak with Impact course with you. And I know your training played a big role in helping me. So it's really been a game changer. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And in the last 6 months, she's been the top agent every single month in her area with her brand, which is brilliant. So going back to the content, it's 8 jam-packed weeks of content. There's also 2 masterminds where we unpack the 60-second pitch, your 2-minute talk. We do impromptu because it's very important for us to interact as well. But again, your introduction, your big why in 60 seconds, how you step into the spotlight, the essentials of speaking in public, silences doubts, empower your voice, the art of networking, your creative pitch, art of storytelling, how to captivate your audience with your compelling story, creating impact, your disc with confidence, beyond words, the power of body language on and off camera, how to win your clients, close the deal through clear communication. So it's jam-packed with so much value that you walk away with an absolute transformation. And I always say my clients learn how to fall in love with their voice. Remember, that's the only thing we can't change. You can do Botox, you can do transplants, you can do diets, you cannot change your voice, but you can learn how to slow down and speak that you fall in love with your voice. So money aside, if I said to you, well, yes, there's a price to this course, but if I said to you, if I can help you speak clearly, concisely, with confidence, it will increase your network and your sales. If you work on commissions, that too, who would want to work with me? Just let me know in the chat box. Who would want to work with me? All right, got some yeses. Sure, yes, definitely. You, me, fabulous. Thank you so much. Lots of yeses, lots of I words. Yes, yes, yes. So I would like to ask you, for everyone who said yes, let's chat. I mean, I'm actually selling my house. So for those of you in real estate, will you list my property for free? Those of you in coaching, can I get some coaching sessions for free? So there is a value. I believe that everything needs a value, because that way we just show up so much more when we invest in ourselves. And I'm constantly always investing in myself. I just signed up with Tony Robbins, Unleash the Power, and I'm going to his business mastery. And I'm constantly every year putting away a lump sum of investment into myself. And that's what I bring into my training and my go-getters with everybody that I work with. So I want to just, last person to introduce you is Anya. She's the most incredible soul. And in fact, I met her at a networking function about 3 years ago. I was the keynote speaker. She stood up and introduced herself for the first time ever, as she had just launched her business, and she was petrified. When I finished my keynote speaking, she walked up to me afterwards and was like, I want to do that, just that. We met for coffee the next day, and she signed up to my course. And I want you just to listen to her introduction week after week, 4 weeks. And what she sounded like, sharing her big why just in little snippets. Please listen to Anya.
I'm very much introvert, so it's a bit tricky talking in front of a whole bunch of people, but I'll do my best. So we started looking into natural products that promoted self communication. We've decided, like, people like so that they are able to reach retirement and be healthy and live and not end up dying before they get there. That's our retirement. So, my name is Anya, and I would like to help people bring their bodies back into balance so that they can make it to retirement and get to grow old with their grandchildren.
Every garden I walk through, every rose I see, every sandcastle washed away by the tide, a constant reminder of you.
4 weeks. That's it. And in fact, if I show you my counter up here, all her products that she sells, I now buy. So we become each other's client and very good friend as well. So again, go and see what other people have said. I've just taken this from my Google page with all my reviews. Go and type in Nikki Abraham or the Winning Attitude Skills Training and go and see how this has impacted other people's lives. So be it that you want to get off the washing machine and speak clearly and concisely without winging it, or gain the confidence speaking one-to-one or one-to-many, I would love you to join me on this journey. And you can do what you're doing at the pace you're doing it, or you can do this fast, helping you to learn how to do this with simplified tools. This is me. This is how I train you. You're still here for a reason. And again, I attract those that want to work with me. I repel those that don't, and that's okay. But if you're still here, that means there's something here that you've seen. So let's dive in and do this together. I love action takers, people that say, yes, I'm launching in 2 days as well. Besides for that, last year I ran 12 groups. This year I'm only doing 4 groups with individuals because I've had so many corporate companies reaching out to me now that I'm working with a lot. So if you are in a company and you've got 10 people or more and you want to, as a corporate group, please reach out. But as individuals coming in with their own business owners or one, the individual courses, I only have 4 launches this year. So one of the bonuses, you get go-getters. It is a business mastermind. We do it every single Tuesday morning for 30 minutes. You will get 10 weeks of go-getters, part of your bonuses for free. You will also get a lot of on-demand pre-recorded training sessions that I've done specifically for go-getters as well. How to find your voice with AI, creating captivating content. You will also get how to handle challenging clients following a simplified 6-step formula in communication that will turn any angry customer into a loyal client. You will also get the art of negotiation communication, the importance of how we speak to win those clients and close the deal. You will also have the master the art of goal setting, focusing on being clear and concise in your goals for the year and how you're going to get there, and then learn the tools of time mastery to put them into action with unparalleled success. So 6 bonuses plus 2 masterminds. That is part of the course. I've included it in the course because it adds so much value for you to take action while we're there, giving you honest, live feedback. So with all the course and the value of all these bonuses, and I want to just ask you as I drop the bonuses in, if all this did was give you 1 more client, would it be worth it? Or if all this did was help you stand in front of a networking function, in front of a group of people with absolute confidence, would it be worth it? Or if all this did was help you in relationship and conversations, would it be worth it? So my course launch has been valued when I started the launch at 7,997. I have now coached hundreds of people. When I've asked them the value of the course, it's anywhere between 10 to 15,000 Rand. So my launch price was 7,997. However, for February, for this launch, I am still offering it at 2025 prices, but this will be the cheapest you see it, as my price will be going up after the 5th of February. But the total of all these bonuses is 20,568 Rand. All inclusive, it's one price, 4,997. So you will save 3,000 Rand. This is my final price. This is my 2025 price. I do have payment options that I'll share with you as well. But if you join in the next 24 hours, you will get all these bonuses as well. So I have a couple of payment options that I'll share with you. So you can go onto the website, click the link, I'll hop it in the chat box as well. There's a once-off payment or a 2 payments or a 3 payment process. And if all this did is help you speak clearly, concisely, with confidence, that will help you win those clients and close those deals and fall in love with your voice. Would it be worth it? So I hope you got value from today. I see lots of people had to leave. I apologize. I get so excited. I want to over deliver as well. I hope you loved what you got. This is how I work with all my clients. So even though our sessions are 90 minutes, I'm very interactive on our WhatsApp group. I'm very interactive with all my clients. My goal is your success. And I always feel like I'm a coach in your pocket. I'm there with you to guide you through this process. So I hope that you're ready to say yes. As I shared, after the session on the 5th of Feb, I'll have 3 more for the year at 7,997. So I really hope you got a lot of value from today. If you want to sign up for a later stage, but you want to say yes today, go ahead and drop me an email. You will also, should all have my email, as you would have got reminders for today's session, ju.co.za. I am back to back today until 4 o'clock. And then again, I've got another masterclass this evening. Just to let you know, I have 5 seats available. That's it. And then it's sold out for Thursday. 5 seats available. So thank you to everyone that took the time to show up, be here, and support yourself in your business. I hope you got valuable tools, and I really look forward to working with you right now on Thursday or as soon as you're ready. In the interim, I do send out newsletters with valued information every Friday as well. Read them, stay in touch with them, and I really hope to see you this Thursday. Thank you, everyone. Bye.